What is up guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is the second episode on regeneration in Sri Lanka, and I'm very excited to take you along to meet the pearl protectors who are doing some amazing work in saving and preserving the corals in Sri Lanka. The city of Trincomalee on the east coast of Sri Lanka is best visited between March and September for amazing turquoise blue waters and marine activities. We spent a whole week shooting 2 vlogs for you guys, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and join us again next week for Pigeon Island National Park. So for this episode, we have partnered with the Pearl Protectors and we have Mudita here with us. Please tell us a little bit about what you do.
So the Pearl Protectors is a youth-led marine conservation organization in Sri Lanka, and what we basically focus is on creating awareness on some of the threats the ocean is facing, advocate for better policies in Sri Lanka, do research. So wherever the policies can be strengthened, we want to strengthen it with research and data. And also we want to promote volunteerism. So those are the 3 main objectives of the Pearl Protectors. So we do a lot of activities, and we have about 2,000 volunteers already registered.
Right.
And we have a core team of about 20 volunteers.
If you'd like to learn more about the incredible work that Pearl Protectors do, definitely head over to their website over here.
Welcome everyone. We are going to be starting our 13th underwater cleanup under the Cleaner Seabeds for Sri Lanka expedition. This is a cleanup that we do to really protect our reefs and to remove much of these marine litter that we find under the sea. What's important is how we do it. It's important when we do these things, we have to be cautious about not harming the marine life and the corals or the reefs. We have to be extra careful on how we do these cleanups. So last time was a massive success. 270 kilograms of nets we removed, and we had it on display during World Ocean Day as well. So this time also, let's see if we can beat that number. We have 5 dives, so fingers crossed.
If you've been following our channel for some time, you might have realized that this has now become our full-time job. To travel the world and share positive and impactful stories here on YouTube has been incredibly rewarding. And a question we get asked often is, how did we do it? Whilst our journey has been long and arduous, yours does not need to be. Skillshare has been a sponsor of our channel for the past few years and is one such place where you can learn the skills of storytelling on social media and making a living out of it through seasoned professionals with years of expertise. And one such course we've learned a lot from the past year is from a personal favorite YouTuber of ours, Paddy Doyle, and his course on content creation. Whether it's learning to edit or grow your own garden, you'd be surprised as to how quick life can change when you are equipped to make the most of it. And so the first 1,000 of you to sign up using the link below will get a 1-month free subscription on Skillshare, which will help you do just that. Alright, so we just finished our first dive, and it was very incredible for me to see just how organized and methodical the entire Pearl Protectors team was. They were told to be so and not to get excited, but it was really interesting to see that they were very, very organized, and that's really nice to see. And what I saw underneath was a lot of marine life, beautiful fish, as well as a lot of fishing nets that have just taken over where coral is supposed to be. And while we were taking these nets out, it was kind of sad to see that the marine life is right there next to the nets, which are actually really hazardous for them, and you can see them trying to build their environment around it, and that's actually really bad for them. So it's really heartwarming to see the really good, amazing work that Pearl Protectors is doing, and I'm very excited to dive in again at our next site. So we're with Mudita, and Mudita, my experience under the water today was incredible. just to see the work that you guys are doing. But you've done more of these dives than I have, so I want you to tell me a little bit about what you think of today's dive.
It's very emotional seeing it. You sometimes cry underwater, seeing like how the marine life has been impacted, especially how corals have broken down and pieces of it is on the bottom of the sea, because it's like a knife just slicing through the reefs, and these healthy large corals are on the bottom of the reef because these nets have just sliced them off. Just similar to marine life as well, they get entangled and some of them are lucky, but not most of them are not.
It's incredible to think that something that seems as harmless as a fishing net can cause so much damage once it's out of sight and out of mind. And I mean, it's important to also accept and understand that fishing is a really important thing for the communities in the coastal areas, but it's also something that maybe we could rethink the kind of materials we use, the kind of techniques that we use. Is there like any solution in that way as well?
Yes, so we've been also doing community surveys to really understand why this happens. One of the main reasons we believe is negligence. Fishing nets, usually when traditional fishermen put them out, they don't want to place them in reefs because they understand that reefs are places where there's this is a habitat for fish, and so they, because of negligence and because of the way they place it, it easily entangles the reef, and the moment it entangles, the whole net goes out. For fishermen, it's not a incentive, like, because these fishing nets, it's expensive for them, right? So they wouldn't want to ideally lose them, but simple mistakes are leading to these kind of like entanglements. And so the first thing that needs to be done is having zones, fishing zones where reefs are. They should not be fishing at all. These nets should not be placed around here. And then the fishing community really needs to see what's happening underwater. We showed this one time, we were in Batticaloa, and we went to them and we showed like, here, this is what's happening underwater. And they were like shocked.
They had no idea.
They had no idea because they usually fish above the water. And when they see this, they become more aware of like what's happening, and they become more conscious, and then they are now constantly contacting and saying, they are taking it away, we are not doing fishing in the reef. So that's important, that dialogue needs to happen with the community as well.
Of course, definitely agree that exposure is the way to go, and that's why we're making this video. That's why we hope you guys will learn something and share the information on, and hopefully that makes a change.
Definitely.
On to our next dive.
Yes, definitely. We have 4 more dives, so excited.
Okay, so now we have made it back to our dive center, and if you can see behind me here, this is the pile of nets that we collected with our first 2 dives, and that's with about 11 people total, which is, I think, really incredible and goes to show how impactful the work that Pearl Protectors is doing. And what's even more amazing is that all of this work is done by volunteers, which means you can also volunteer. If you're somebody who likes diving and you enjoy wildlife and marine wildlife, this is a great way to enjoy something like diving while also doing something. And for me, I'm someone who gets a little panicky in the water for sure, but this time having to be underwater and seeing what was happening and being able to do something, being equipped to do something about it, it really made me forget about all of my fears and really focus on something that was far more important than myself. And that is the kind of clarity something like this gives you. The Pearl Protectors organize weekend cleanups, which include everything from transport, lodging, and scuba equipment. In addition to being a wonderful way of doing impactful voluntary work, it's also a great way to make new friends and connect with like-minded folk. We're with Rose from Pearl Protectors, and she is the expedition leader, which means she planned this entire trip that we're doing, down to the surveying and the research and planning. So great stuff. And
Yeah.
I want to ask you, what do you feel is the impact of what you guys are doing for the future? Like,
Our project aims in making sure that reefs are clean so that fish or marine life can exist like without any harm.
Yeah.
Currently we are doing like selected locations, so we are planning to expand our projects to all over Sri Lanka, which we will be doing during this year. And probably by next year we want to make this a project that will bring out a message to like the entire world.
Yes.
We have identified that awareness plays a really big role. Not only the fishing community, we need to make the general public aware about everything that's happening, and there's a lot of transboundary marine litter also that
Yeah.
comes to our ocean.
I totally agree with what you just said, that it's not just the fishermen and those communities that need to be educated, it's everyone else.
Yeah.
Because I myself, we've spoken to you guys and we know about the fact that there's nets at the bottom of the sea and how it's disrupting it. But it's one thing to hear about it, it's another thing when you go down there and see it for yourself, and the effect that it leaves on you is just it's a really serious thing, I would say. And like, I know you guys are very emotional about this as well. But do you think you need more manpower?
We do need we need financial as well as volunteers also coming, because volunteering is something that you do out of passion, and we can't expect the same volunteer to volunteer for a long period of time. So people will come and go, and we need a lot of new energy coming in, a lot of experienced volunteers joining in.
So then if somebody who is a traveler, like for example Emily, and wants to come to Sri Lanka to dive, they've heard about the incredible dive sites and they hear about you, can they join you and help out as well?
Of course, but we give priority to the Pearl Protector volunteers.
Yes.
So they can always sign up. We
Right.
have a volunteer platform on our website.
Perfect.
So they can always sign up and reach out, send us a message. Whenever we have dives, we can we
That's-
always publish it, and they can sign up for it. So-
That's great, and like that really opens up this window of travel with purpose and travel with impact, because anyway when you travel there's a negative impact, but when you choose to travel and do something like this, there's like a world that opens up, of like how much you can help a country by visiting it. Okay, so we're heading out for our third and final dive, and how's everybody feeling?
Great!
Yeah? Excited? I'm feeling great too, guys. I've had a phenomenal time diving with you all, and it's been amazing. Yeah. And surprisingly, the water today in the evening, in the afternoon, is much smoother and calmer than our morning ride. Like, mentally, I would have been really happy if this was my first dive for the day.
This is less fun than in the morning.
Yeah. Morning was just... Yeah. All right. We'll see you under the water. Our third and final dive for the day was at the famous Swami Rock in Trincomalee. The story of Swami Rock is that you can find statues that belong to the Koneswaran temple, which were chucked from the top of the cliff down to the sea when the Portuguese came to colonize this area. So, in a way, I know that people create diving areas by placing statues and making a beautiful scene for you to dive and discover. But at Swami Rock you have something that's naturally there, full of history, and just going to see that and experiencing that was really, really amazing. As we got down, that's the first thing I saw, and it took my breath away. There were statues of Ganesha and so many other deities. So much to see and experience just at Swami Rock, and it was actually one of the cleaner dive sites that we went to today. But the reason for that is because apparently there have been already a lot of divers who had come, and I think the divers that are coming are now cleaning up behind themselves, which is something really exciting, because even when we went down there, the girls were saying there was a lot of net that had been cut or looked like it had been cut, which means divers are coming and doing the same work, which is really, really heartwarming to see. So now we're with Emily. Rose just told me that you are a diving instructor and that you were in Sri Lanka for a while, and that you reached out to them and asked if you could also join and volunteer.
Exactly.
What made you want to do that?
So I was here last year anyway to do some voluntary work. And I heard about the Pearl Protectors online over Facebook and Instagram and stuff.
Right.
And I saw what they did, and well, then I decided, hey, why not reach out to them to join them as well,
Yeah.
and to make my time in Sri Lanka even more worth.
So I'm just asking this because it's very interesting, because Shehan and I were talking and we realized there are so many other travelers who come who would like the opportunity to do something like this, to dive, something that they enjoy, but also help the environment.
Yeah.
And I'm sure over the time you've been with Pearl Protectors, you have seen the impact that Pearl Protectors themselves have had. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that? Like, you've seen the amount of garbage they bring out of the ocean.
It's always nice if, when you come to a country, don't close your eyes like to that. Like, you should see what like the garbage does here and what impact all this plastic trash has here. And for me, in my opinion, if you are a traveler and you visit the country, of course have fun here, enjoy your time, but also maybe do something good, right? And help the country get better, because even at, like, especially at the moment, Sri Lanka really needs it, right? You're still in a really deep economic crisis. The plastic problem is getting worse and worse. So it's always nice if a traveler is thoughtful about that and wants to dedicate their time to make the country a better place.
Yeah. What you're saying is that, hey, you can visit and do these wonderful things and see this beautiful country, but you can also use your skills or even the fact that you like diving to kind of help out the community. And I think that's a really powerful way to look at it. It's a powerful way to look at travel.
Because these days, a lot of people are about, how do I look on social media,
Yes.
right? Like, okay, I'm helping out in this elephant sanctuary and stuff like that. Know what your actions, what impact they have, right? Because I
And
mean,
be responsible for them.
exactly. It's not about, okay, I do this for the Instagram photo, right? You should do this because you really, really are, like, from the bottom of your heart, you really want to do that.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you. Thank you so much, Emily, for joining us
Thank
and sharing
you.
your thoughts. And more than that, thank you so much for joining Pearl Protectors and for all the work that you do.
Thank you very much. I really enjoy my time here, and what the Pearl Protectors do is amazing, and I'm so happy that I can be a part of that.
And today is day 3 of diving with the Pearl Protectors. Unfortunately, I couldn't join them today because I was at Pigeon Island filming another vlog for you guys for our National Parks of Sri Lanka series. Make sure you check that out. But these guys, real sports, they were out today. They did 2 more dives today, and they brought back an amazing haul of nets. Right now, what you see behind me is the dirty work that nobody really shows when you're doing this. It seems glamorous, saving the ocean beds, but this is the hard work that goes in behind the scenes. They are spreading it out. They have dried it so that all the water is gone, and now they are cutting it out and taking out any barnacles, shells, rocks, anything else that will add any weight, and they're going to be weighing it finally to get the final count of just how much of nets that they have been able to take out of the ocean, with a total of about 5 dives. I am thoroughly impressed by their work here, and they're all really young people, really enthusiastic, lots of real love and affection for their homeland, and even some who are not even from Sri Lanka, who still have that affection for the ocean and for the earth, and that is really amazing. And so with that, I'm going to bring this video to an end. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're enjoying these videos and you'd like to see more, please do think about supporting us on Patreon so we can continue to bring some impactful stories from the island to you. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!